isn't getting touched.
Well, we
Maybe Mahomes.
we compile our list of the 10 greatest quarterbacks 10 years from now, you're probably going to push Drew Brees out.
Well,
Overall, yeah.
That's a given. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, in 10 years, no one's touching this record. This record, no one's touching it.
That record would definitely get touched by probably 3 people.
In 10 years?
In 10 years?
In 10 years, yes.
Oh, you crazy.
Hell no.
Because
nuts.
it took him 20 to get there with several seasons of over 5,000 yards. Who's doing that? Like, you need somebody right now in the league to already producing 5,000 yard seasons to even broach that section.
Bro, what you're not understanding is that it's simple math. The lowest person on here is 40,000 yards away. That means the kids you're talking about don't even have 40,000 yet.
30,000 is 51. How many Breeze got?
Is it 80 something?
81, right?
Who's got 31,000?
Motherfucking yards.
Hold on. I said you said 40,000 away. But that's not true. Drew Brees got 81,000 yards, right?
Yeah, 80,000. Just say 80,000.
Right, 80,000. So Aaron Rodgers is about 29,000 yards away. Aaron Rodgers will beat that in 6 years.
Yeah, but
Aaron Rodgers is almost 30.
I don't think so. Aaron Rodgers also needs
29,000 yards.
Aaron Rodgers would need
a better quarterback than Drew Brees. He's going
to Aaron Rodgers to broach that.
He's going to eclipse that.
8 consecutive seasons of 5,000 yards. He's not doing that now.
You're bugging. You're bugging.
That's why I'm saying it's simple math because he would need 6 consecutive seasons of at least 5,000 yards, which is not what he's.
Let me tell you why it's going to cheapen his luster. Frank Gore is number 3 all time in the amount of yards rushing in the NFL. We all understand that. But when we talk about the greatest running backs of all time, we're never going to put Frank Gore in the top 10.
Of course. We're not debating that, though. We're just talking about this record.
What I'm saying is yards.
Aaron Rodgers ain't doing that for another 7 years. You're out of your fucking mind.
And he's not breaking that record.
Much.
Not breaking that record.
Look, Drew Brees, look, you started off shitty. You honestly did it. In the Chargers, you started off shitty. and you got traded because of an injury, and you bounced back and had a hell of a career. We sitting here arguing about your records and shit, so that's always a great thing. But we got a motherfucking podcast to get to. What up, y'all? How y'all doing? It's Hollywood Big fucking birthday.
Happy birthday.
And it's,
Happy birthday to
look, it's his birthday, so I had to introduce him first. So you with Hollywood Big, Dion the MVP. You got Bootsy, a.k.a. Eric, a.k.a. Chief Rocker, a.k.a. Fuck Patrick Mahomes. And you got me, myself, Chris G. And we are the Arrogant Underdogs podcast, the NFL edition. What it do, y'all? What's good?
What's good, man?
He took off his hat on that one. He didn't like that fuck Patrick Mahomes.
You got to put a different one on. I know it.
I hate those colors. Them colors are so stupid. They so stupid. The Hulk Hogan ass colors. You probably got a Hulk Hogan suit.
Ronald McDonald ass colors.
Right.
Shit is weird. Get out of here.
When Eric by himself, he be doing shit like this in the.
But this was a great weekend of football though. I enjoyed it.
It was a lot of fun.
It was the best weekend of football if you were a Kansas City Chiefs fan. What a week.
What? That don't even make sense.
A lot of people had the Ravens.
It was a really good football. There was some really good games. Some shitty games.
And the Ravens lost. You know, quite a few people had them winning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't mean
myself included.
I knew the Ravens.
I know.
Oh! You know what? Can we state right quick that I went 8-2 on my picks?
You are 8-2 right now.
8-2?
You and Vic are 8-2. You and Vic are 8-2.
Ooh.
I gotta live though.
Am I 8-2?
Oh, Vic ain't 8-2.
Yeah.
I'm hating. I should be up by 1.
Nope. Chris is 8-2. remember Vic went like 5-1. He only got one wrong.
The first
So
time.
yeah. So Vic is 8-2. I'm 7-3.
So I lost
4-6.
So who I lost this time? Oh, Rams and Ravens.
Rams, Ravens, and Saints.
So that's
So I'm
you should
8-3. I'm or 7-3.
Yeah.
I have 3 losses. I took the Saints.
Yeah. Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, you took the Saints.
I took the Ravens, the Rams, and the Saints. So I do have 3 losses.
Yeah, gotcha.
So what's my so I'm one behind Chris.
You know what I'm saying? You know, if you ain't
Catch you. I'm gonna catch you this weekend.
Call Miss Cleo. You know what I'm saying?
So the Ravens lost. Baltimore Nation is all upset because they got a lot to think about. Lamar Jackson, they either have to, I think they can pick up his 5th year. I don't think they did that yet. Pick up his 5th year option, or they got to get him a contract. I saw a news report today that they're working on a contract with him. You think they really get it done, or they let him go?
Oh, yeah, they're
going to get it done. Yeah.
They have to. Can't do that. That's one
MVP. Pick up the 5th year. Just pick up the 5th year option.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Who else you gonna sign? Plus, he brings in fans. He's excited. You can't win with him, but other than that, he's excited. He brings in revenue.
What? You can't win with him?
You don't think that
Is that what you just said?
With him now?
Look here, Ravens fans. Listen to me loud and clear. You'll never win shit with a running back at quarterback. It's never gonna happen. You're gonna dominate during the regular season. You're gonna look nice. You're gonna be fun to play with on Madden. You're gonna sell jerseys. That's about it. You're not going to win. You're not going to win the match.
He said Madden. He said you're going to be fun to play with on Madden. That's cold-blooded.
What'd you say, Eric?
I said it might even get the Madden cover.
He did already.
He had it already.
Yeah, he did already.
He had it. Yeah, he had it.
Too late.
Yeah.
I'm of the mindset. I know people gonna disagree with this, but Lamar Jackson is a one-trick pony. People, he's a runner.
So don't you think that they have to go get a passing one that can pass better?
I'm just saying. I think they have a great recipe in place. They like to run the ball. They want to pass the ball. They need to somehow either get this quarterback some better training, get him a better quarterbacks coach, or either you're going to have to explore your options of bringing in someone who could really thrive in their offensive scheme. If they could just take Lamar out and put someone else in, maybe that would work. I don't know. But they better figure something else out, because this game plan that they got now, this shit don't work. And it's easy to beat. It's easy to beat.
In the playoffs. In the regular season, they're wiping the floor with people.
That's all about in the playoffs, because they just want to beat you one time. They'll sell out. You remember this. Always remember this. In the regular season, sometimes I won't even show all of my playbook in fear of who I got to play next. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes teams come in with a limited playbook because they don't want to show everything. But clearly, they got a way to beat Lamar Jackson, and everybody knows it.
That's fact.
Except Tennessee.
I mean, yeah, but they play.
That
was defensive.
That's a valid
defensive. They dominated.
Those are facts. Everyone except Tennessee.
That's a valid point.
Well, Tennessee got them last year.
That's true too.
That's not this year though. We're talking about this year.
They're going back and forth. It seems like.
So. All right, gotcha. So the only other thing that I think was exciting this weekend was Andy Reid's call that stood out. A lot of people said that was a ballsy call. Do y'all think it really made a difference?
Big call.
Wait. What call we talking about? The call to with Henny?
The fourth down.
Okay. Oh, okay. I thought we were talking
the game.
Well, I've been debating people about 2 calls this week. Actually, that was a great call from Andy Reid. That he surprised the shit out of me, because the announcers convinced me that he was just going to let the clock run out. Then when he ran it, I was like, oh, shit. But the other call of actually having Patrick Mahomes run that option play was stupid as fuck. And I've been debating people all weekend. People just telling me it's football. No. Why would you run your $500 million QB for 2 yards when you had Williams who was killing? That's what I don't understand. That's why I don't like Doug Peterson.
Which quarter was that?
When Mahomes got hurt.
He got hurt.
Oh, in the hurt play.
Just had it off to the running back for them 2 yards.
First and foremost, brother Gibbs, we run that play 2 or 3 times a game. He ran that play earlier for a touchdown. It's a play that we run. It was a freak accident. Who would ever think that somebody would get hit and their arm would come down across the carotid area in their neck and knock a motherfucker unconscious?
Me?
Yeah, it was a fluke fucking play.
It wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Like
it definitely was. Yeah.
I fully expect Andy Reid to call that shit again Sunday.
My problem with that is I'll text you motherfuckers when Mahomes first scored, when he ran in and did that little underlay play and made that motherfucker run past him like a bull and just looked at him. I said, okay, they gonna smack that motherfucker when they get the chance. And this is my problem with that play. When Andy Reid ran that play, it wasn't for a touchdown. He wasn't nowhere near getting a touchdown. You guys were up by 14. It was unnecessary to put him in that harm's risk.
What down was it? Was it third down?
It was third down. And literally at the time, the running back was killing. The running back was averaging 5.6, they said.
We call that first down sometimes. It don't matter. It's one of our plays that we run. So he got hurt on a play that we call, Chris.
Bro, I'm not gonna kill the best play caller in all of football over that play. Like, I'm just not gonna do that. Like I don't really agree with that.
And you know what, Chris? I would be mad if it was a fucking flea flicker or some stupid shit that we don't call, but we run that play.
Plus he didn't get smacked. He didn't even get smacked. That shit was a freak fucking play with the arm, like that shit was weird. Like he didn't get like,
it didn't even look like it was that bad at first. The only
it was a freak play. That shit was weird.
You saw his head hit the ground. Otherwise, it didn't look like it was that bad, actually.
Patty Mama felt some way about it.
Yeah, because she felt like old boy kind of yanked up like the throat a little bit. Yeah.
Hey, look, it kind of hit him. He looked like he hit him with the Dallas Page when I was people like he kind of did it. And hey, I'm just saying it was a little extra on there, but I don't blame him. I would have did the shit too. I just think it was a bad play call.
That shit knocked him out. But to Deion's point though, I thought the call that Andy Reid made at the end of the game was big. I'm just glad that Henny executed it. It's actually a play that we run 2 to 3 times a game. It's a play that we run. We run it all the time. It's one of our bread and butter. So
I don't think anybody questions the play call. Well, let me rephrase this. I don't think anybody questions that he did it. I think everyone questions that he did it at the end of the game at a point where, you know what I mean, it's not easy.
I thought it did take some balls to do that shit at the 50-yard line, because if we would have fucking failed, they would have had the ball at the 50.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
That play, honestly, that play is one of the sickest play calls I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
The balls to do that. Because if they fail on 4th, they got the ball right there. They're on the 50. And they were moving the fucking ball. They were moving the ball. They weren't shutting them down completely. They were moving the fucking ball. So, like, that shit right there was crazy. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, I agree.
When it happened, my literal words that came out of my mouth was, "This motherfucker gangster." That was my literal words that came out of my mouth. Like,
I said,
and when Romo, when they were saying, I was looking and I was like, oh, they going. Like, in my mind, I was like, they going. And the reason why I thought they were going is because they were in shotgun. So when he was back in shotgun, I'm like, oh, shit. And when it started getting closer, I was like, oh, shit. And no one was moving on the sideline. No one's calling the timeout. That shit looked weird. I was like, yo, they going. And that motherfucker hiked it. I was like, oh, shit. Like, I didn't believe it myself. Yo, that shit was fucking crazy.
It was. But,
how you don't cover Ty Hill, though? How you don't cover Ty Hill, though? That was crazy, too. Like, no one even mirrored him. Like, he just ran, and that was it.
That's because no one expected him to hike the ball.
Nobody expected him to run it, yeah. Even Romo, who was rarely wrong, Tony Romo was like, they're going to take a knee, right? And you can hear what apprehension in his voice. And then he went crazy because no one expected it. And
that shit gave me flashbacks of when Marino fake spiked the ball against the Jets. That's exactly what it reminds me of. That shit's painful.
So Vic, you called Andy Reid the greatest play caller of all time. And at one point, people would have said that Bill Belichick was at least the greatest coach of all time, but he's not looking so good. And Tom Brady is on his way to the NFC Championship game. Does it hurt Bill Belichick way more than it hurts Tom Brady to be separate from each other?
It's fucking him up. Hell yeah, it's fucking Bill up right now. And Dre, if you listening,
it's well deserved.
Let me give a shout out to Dre Whittick if you listening, Dre. Cause Dre, I said I want to give out a shout out to our listener Dre. You know, a friend of the show, Dre Whittick. What's up, Dre? Because I've been debating him the whole year about this shit with Bill versus Brady. Dre. And he sides with Bill. I keep telling you, motherfucker, it's Brady. Brady deserves more of that success. And if Brady wins another ring, Bill might retire. Bill might just say, fuck it.
I don't think he'll retire.
Well, here's the funny thing. Because now you really made me think about it. So, remember, they won early. I seen every Super Bowl. So, early Patriots was Bill. When he was still wet under the ears, you know, whatever you call that shit, wet behind the ears, that was Bill. But the last three, all Brady. So in my opinion, Brady gets to ride off of the sunset in that relationship because Bill was the asshole that he Jerry Reinsdorf that shit. Bottom line, he was Jerry Reinsdorf in that shit. He forced a great relationship that was winning in real time, and he forced the situation to break that up. So that's on him. So he's always going to wear the pie in the face.
If what you're saying is true, then can't Bill Belichick rebuild it again? So it's easier for Tom Brady. In a sense, it's easier for Tom Brady to pick himself up and place himself where he thinks he has a better chance, or at least where he thinks he can make the people around him good enough to win. But Bill Belichick has to build all 53 plus a coaching staff. So it's not as easy. Doesn't that mean that Bill Belichick should be able to build it again?
Bill Belichick has one fundamental problem, and it's the elephant in the room, and no one talks about this. But free agents don't want to go there.
Yeah.
And they don't like to pay. So he's going to have a problem because in this day and age, players really want to go somewhere where they like to play and they got options. This ain't the 1950s where I just want to win, fuck it, I'll take pay cuts. No. Fuck that. Motherfuckers want their bags. And they're not going to listen to old washed up Bill Belichick, come here and let's go fuck off, jerk off. That was easier to do when Tom Brady was there. But without Tom Brady, he's gonna have a tough time signing free agents. They don't have a lot of great draft picks. Number one, he doesn't draft skill positions well at all. He's terrible at it, actually. If you look at the track record, every wide receiver they've drafted in the last 6 years, besides Edelman, has been a complete miss. So they don't draft skill positions well. They don't draft great running backs. He drafts defensive players well. He needs to fucking go and phone a friend and bring in some young blood to help him start drafting because he can't draft for shit. He's not drafting hitters.
So time out. Because I'm hearing some blasphemy on this here pod tonight. Let me just say this. Tom Brady was a 6th, 7th round pick?
Yep.
Sixth round.
Who the fuck do you think developed that talent into what it is today? Understand?
You're crazy.
You talk about these.
I don't think Tom credits Bill.
You blabber for a few seconds on your birthday. Now you take this for a second. You talk about Bill Belichick's inability to draft wide receivers. Clearly, you don't need to draft wide receivers to win Super Bowls. Clearly.
We're talking Rican. We're talking. You asked me, can he She asked me, can he rebuild?
Yes.
Before you blabber about the last 10 years, we ain't talking about that shit. She said, can he rebuild? And I'm telling you, in today's NFL, he's going to have a problem. Because this ain't the fucking 80s and the 90s. He's going to have a problem. In my opinion. And the AFC East, it's a new motherfucking day, my friend. It's a new day, my friend.
If I'm not mistaken,
it's a new day, my people want to play for Robert Flores. They want to play for Salah. They want to play for the Bills. The Patriots is on a downswing. Listen, the Patriots.
They're the basement.
The stock is low, boo boo. The stock is people don't want to go there.
He called you boo boo. He called you boo boo.
People don't want to go there.
That guy's a genius. Let me tell you why. See, what they did was they played the league this year. They paid Cam Newton nothing. They knew he was washed, but they didn't give a fuck. They basically gave up a season, and that's okay after winning so many Super Bowls.
They didn't have a choice.
No, man, they could have went out.
What was they gonna do? What was they gonna do? Put in Hoyer? What were they gonna do?
What I'm saying is this: they threw the season away on purpose.
But my point is, even if they wanted to win the season, you tell me what the fuck they were gonna do.
But they didn't.
They know on purpose. They had no. The second they let Brady go, they was taking L's.
That's part of the plan. They wanted to lose the season.
Cap. What the hell is you talking about, Eric? He didn't want to lose that goddamn season. Okay. It had no choice. They tried to win games. They didn't throw games or nothing. They was trying to win games.
They also were the team with the most players. I think by the time it was all said and done, they had about 10 or 11 starters that opted out of the season due to COVID.
You know why? You know why? You know why? They were not happy. And when he let Tom go, they were like, fuck you, I'm going to risk myself.
Let me tell you how I know that Bill Belichick.
Play for Hoyer. Because they made the decision before he signed Cam. So when he decided to go with Hoyer, they were like, man, fuck you. I'm not doing this.
Let me tell you how I knew he was tanking the season from the beginning. You got a quarterback who threw 5, maybe 6 touchdown passes in a season. No other coach in this league would have allowed that player to continue starting. If he would have got past week 5 with 6 touchdowns, they'd have been benching any other motherfucker in the league. But he let
Hold on. I disagree. Because any other motherfucker in the league doesn't have 12 rushing touchdowns. So man,
he was killing on the ground. Yeah, he was killing on the ground.
That is harsh. Look,
12.
You could have put in.
No, I think how many he may have had more than that. So you can't compare him to any other quarterback with 5 touchdowns. That motherfucker don't got 13, 14 rushing touchdowns.
Time out. He got 12 rushing touchdowns. I bet you 10 of them came within 5 yards. I bet you Cam Newton doesn't even have 800 yards rushing this season.
Who cares?
So don't make it seem like they were a running quarterback team and the quarterback scored 12 touchdowns.
No.
The difference
Eric, the motherfucker behind him was worse, Eric. But my point is, you're making it sound like they purposely changed because the dude behind them was worse. So what he was gonna do? Like you making it sound like, oh, they had someone better, but they purposely wanted to tank. Man, he didn't have a fucking choice. And I bet you, hold on, one more thing. There's no way in hell Bill Belichick knew that they would only win 5 games when he signed Cam. I guarantee you they didn't think. He didn't think they would be that bad. I promise you. There's no way he thought they'd win 5 games, or he would have never fucking signed Cam.
Okay.
No way. No one saw them winning 5 games with Cam. Yeah, no one saw that.
Bill saw that shit. Bill saw that shit. Like, bring in Cam Newton. He'll at least keep the locker room together. And
Eric, you capping.
Yeah, Eric, I don't know. I don't know. Thought that they were gonna go. I also think that
we don't believe you.
I also
Nobody
think that Bill
believes,
Belichick thought that the
We don't
division
believe you.
was going
We
to be
need to don't
shitty
believe you,
if he had a
son.
fair shot at it.
He knew that. He knew it was some shit.
When it's all three of us, we gotta pull it out. We don't believe you.
Shit.
We don't believe
He knew it
you.
was some
Yeah, I
shit.
don't know that you signed Cam knowing
That nigga ain't, he ain't switched quarterbacks one time.
Look,
Yeah, but
Of course he did. He
never
benched Cam twice.
yes, he did. Yeah, he did some too.
Yeah, but
He
then
benched
he
Cam
started
twice.
him the next week, but then he did come back to him the next week. So
Right, because the dude behind him played
was
worse.
even worse.
What the fuck is wrong with
Right.
y'all? Who watches games here?
Look,
Say me.
let me say, y'all been arguing back and forth. Let me say one thing. It's only one coach that's really lucky enough to play with two GOATs, and that's Phil Jackson. That shit ain't gonna happen again. Bill ain't gonna find another Brady ever in his fucking life again. That's never gonna happen.
Necessarily, you don't need a Brady. You don't
Yeah,
need
he
a Brady
doesn't.
to rebuild.
Listen.
You don't need a rebuild.
He won 11 games with Matt Castle.
He
I
not no
don't
championships.
But he won 11 games with Matt Castle.
My whole point is, listen, he a great coach. Let's be clear. No one's trying to say, but you're saying, is he going to rebuild and get to the dynasty levels again? No. Do I think he'll go to a Super Bowl? Do I think I'll ever see him in a Super Bowl again in my lifetime? No. I don't think he ever goes to a Super Bowl again in his life.
Nope.
Done. I think the AFC East is about to be a real bear for his ass. And these are people who got GMs. Everybody's drafting. I think it's going to be a problem, bro. I think the league done caught up to his ass. And without the GOAT, listen, you think it's easy to be without the GOAT? Let your ass not have Mahomes this weekend. And we see. Let your ass.
So
let you lose your GOAT.
We're running out of time, so we need to talk about the games that are coming up this weekend. Bucks are at Packers Sunday at 3:00, and the Bills are at Chiefs at 6:45. But let's talk about the Bucks and Packers first. Does Aaron Rodgers need this game for his legacy? Does he need to win this and get back to the Super Bowl for his legacy? Why?
Absolutely.
You already gone to the Super Bowl. Why do you need another one?
Because he's the one ring God, and I'm tired of people talking about the one ring God. You can't call this man a god of football with one ring. I'm sorry, I disagree with that.
He needs it because
that second ring.
If he doesn't get it, he's not even the best quarterback in Green Bay Packer history.
Jesus. Well, there that go.
Damn.
Did Favre get two?
I mean, I'm just saying. I mean,
I don't think he got two, but he
numbers.
went to two. Didn't he at least go to two Super Bowls?
Yeah, he went to two and won one. I mean, but even by the numbers, Favre has better numbers.
But he also played a lot longer, right? How many
he played great for a long time.
But I think that's important. I don't want to get too far off topic. If you play for a long time, your numbers are going to stack up. And if Aaron Rodgers plays for that long, he's likely to.
If he plays that long, we'll see.
Brett Favre.
You swore to God he was doing the passing record, so you were just saying he was going to ball the fuck out. Now he's not.
Right, now he's not. Right. You just have to go the 5 years.
You don't add up.
I said if he passes. I mean, I can't guarantee shit. I'm just saying, but if he wins a championship, then he would definitely surpass Brett Favre as the best quarterback in Packers history. But right now, he's not better than Brett Favre.
So who else besides for Rodgers on that Packers team do you think has to step up this weekend in order for them to win?
Ooh.
The defensive line. The defensive line.
They gotta get at Brady.
If they fucking give Brady all day, he will carve them up in the third quarter. Brady will pop off on them, and he's going to start slow. They're going to figure him out. And if they're giving him all day and they think that they can only beat him with the front four and they don't blitz and they don't try to make him uncomfortable, they're going to lose. And my X factor is Leonard Fournette. If Tampa wins, it's going to be because Leonard Fournette ate the motherfuckers up. Because they're giving him the rock. They saw something. somebody went to Arians and say, "Hey, asshole, this motherfucker's fresh. He's used to running 1,300." They said it in the game, like, "Yo, he looks fresh." Fournette is gonna bust their ass, and that's the reason they'll fucking lose. They better. Yeah, man. I was picking Green Bay. Now I'll be honest. I don't know. I don't know which way to fucking go.
I thought Green Bay at first, but I wound up picking Tampa, and my X factor, other than Tom Brady, is number 45, White. I think that guy has the ability to be a disruptor in the middle of the field. If he can put his nose into that into that run offense for Green Bay and stifle it, game's over. If you make Aaron Rodgers throw the ball 45, 50 times, you got a great chance of winning that game. Stop the run, Tampa Bay wins with ease.
I don't know who the fuck to pick. This shit has been.
Listen, if you made Aaron Rodgers throw 45, 50 times, it's likely he gives you 45, 50 points.
Yeah, he's gonna fucking score a lot. I don't know what you talking about.
I have a hard time picking against Tom Brady. I don't know why.
Hey, let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you what it is, man. It's the year of the OG, and Aaron Rodgers is gonna win this fucking game. I got motherfucking Green Bay going to the motherfucking Super Bowl because I think they have the more complete team all around. Their defense is balling. They got a really good DB. Bro, they're playing well right now. I know Tampa beat them earlier, but
we talked about the Saints.
What's that?
That's exactly what we talked about with the Saints. They were a better team.
Rodgers ain't washed though.
Oh no, my logic says Green Bay.
The better QB should win, and the better QB is Aaron Rodgers right now. You can go Tom Brady all you want, but if we choose him today, I'm taking Rodgers.
Yeah, well, my logic says Green Bay, but my heart says Tom Brady. I can't trade.
So who you choosing?
I have to go with Tom Brady. I just have to.
You going Tom Brady?
I have to go to Tom.
See, I knew that I had for our little pick league and what we're doing. I knew I had to go against. This is the one where I had to flex against y'all because if I go with you, it'll tie and then you'll win out because you're one ahead. So I got to go against the grain anyway, and this is the perfect game to do it because this week,
Green Bay's a better team.
Green Bay's about to have some curry goat, homie.
You could always
with the peas and the rice.
You could always pick Buffalo.
What?
You could always pick Buffalo.
I've been seriously thinking about it because y'all know that was my team.
I'm picking Buffalo
at the beginning of the season. I'm not, but that leads us to the second game: Bills at Chiefs.
I'm picking Buffalo.
First of all, do they need Mahomes to play?
Hell fucking yeah. They need him. Yeah. And hold on. And Eric, I don't want to see your ass agreeing on shit we talking about because I remember a couple episodes ago, your ass said injuries don't matter. That Mahomes can get injured and none of that shit would matter. I remember you saying that bullshit and you actually acted like you believed that bullshit.
And I told you guys why, because I think that Andy Reid is smart enough to call a play. I told you guys this before. I agree with him. And I said, I don't think, when we were talking about the MVP race, and I said, I think that Mahomes can get hurt and they can still win. And I still think that.
No way.
Against Buffalo, I think that if we had to play without Mahomes, I think we could still win the game.
I think so too. No, if Mahomes was playing, I would pick Buffalo.
Against any one of those teams in the NFC, the reason why is this. The reason why I believe if we had to play without Mahomes, we could win is that if Buffalo was a running team, I'd be very afraid. But
they can't run the ball. That's the biggest problem with Buffalo. That's why I can't pick them.
Which means they give us the ability to dominate. They're going to give us the opportunity to dominate the game on defense. They actually give you the opportunity. So with that being said, our defense dominated them last time. I have no worries that our defense wouldn't do it again. So
the problem
With or without
sorry,
Mahomes, I'm still picking us. It'll be a lot tighter though.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take KC. I don't give a fuck who's quarterbacking.
Their defense,
I got KC all the way.
With Mahomes, their defense held y'all tight last time too. Y'all only had 122 passing yards the last game.
Who?
Kansas City.
No, ma'am. Mahomes had 250-some yards in that game, and Josh Allen had 122 yards. Mahomes.
I apologize. You're right. I wrote it. I typed it up.
Of 26. He only missed 5 passes. He only.
But you did.
Because
Buffalo's not winning this motherfucking game, in my opinion.
164 yards from our rookie running back. We rush for 200.
Yo, Ricky ain't gonna be there, bro.
Yes, he will be playing this week. He rushed for 245. We rushed for 245 yards against the Bills. So I'm very confident in our run game against Buffalo.
Hey, let's be clear. I want to make a point. Since we're talking about running quarterback, Josh Allen had a great regular season. He did. He wilded out. But don't forget, his punk ass embarrassed himself in the playoffs last year and got sent the fuck home first game. So if he gets sent the fuck home, he should be looking at the same motherfucking questions that Lamar Jackson looks at.
Nah.
Because he don't win in the motherfucking playoffs.
Nah.
He don't win in the motherfucking playoffs.
I disagree. Last year from this year, he came like a complete different quarterback.
He's different. And plus, this is what, his third year, right? Is this his third year?
It's his second year in the playoffs, though. So
right. Yeah. I wouldn't hold that.
But to be honest with Allen, I will say this. I see progression. Last year was the wild card. This year is the AFC Championship. So I'm not gonna say he's on the hot seat like Lamar. Lamar just seems like, I mean, he was in the what? Was he in the AFC now? Has he ever been to the AFC Championship?
Never. Never. How could he? He doesn't win in the playoffs, so how would he? You gotta win 2 in a row.
It seems like he's kind of at a stalemate with the playoff thing, and hopefully he can shake it at some point, but I don't know, man. Looking really shaky for him, but it seems like Allen has a little bit more upside. It seems to be some progression so far. But
he do. He's a better thrower. Let's be clear. He's a better thrower.
He also
that was a passive aggressive take.
He got better receiving talent too, though. So
way better. First of all, he got a better offensive coordinator. Way better talent. Way better talent. Yo, if you look at it like this, their second, you can take Diggs out the picture. Their wide receiver core is better. Without fucking Diggs, they're way better. They got young fucking talent. That kid Davis is fucking talented.
John Brown on the team too. We forget about him. He was like number 1 in the league last year.
Yup. So they way better talented.
So is
by far, it's not even close.
Anybody taking the Bills?
I'm taking the Bills. Because I want to ask y'all something, because I think y'all very disrespectful when it comes to even y'all overhyping Kate. I understand Andy Reid's a great play caller. I get that. But without Mahomes, what did y'all see from last game? What from last game made y'all? I'm just saying, because y'all. No, I'm just saying for the take that you guys were saying, even if he's not playing, that it's still. Right. KC, no matter what.
I'm gonna tell you why.
I think in that case you have Travis Kelce for the young kids.
Did something from that game?
Have a good running game. It's not just the way that the team is built. Period. Right. That's why I felt that way before. You have Travis Kelce alone is like a security blanket. So if you did nothing but dump it off to him and run the ball, you could potentially win the game that way.
That's if your quarterback's able, if he's accurate and not throwing interceptions.
That's KC's X factor. That's KC's X factor. Yo, Travis Kelce is gonna have 150 yards if they
still have to be accurate. You still have to be accurate when you throw the ball. You can't just throw the ball up. You can't just do that like Eddie was doing.
You do
Dude, Henny
realize
can throw the ball to the tight end, man.
You do realize that Chad Henne only missed 2 passes, right?
Right.
I understand. I understand. How many did he throw? Did he throw? Did he throw a lot?
Chad Henne. He
You
clearly
do realize he only missed 2 passes.
coach.
And hold on, is Heller back next week?
Yes, he is. We
If
actually
Heller is back,
we're
if Heller is back healthy,
Run the ball.
Andy Reid I trust Andy Reid to navigate.
Yeah.
The real reason why I think KC will win even without Mahomes, why I would still put my money on them, is because if you know football and what the Bills put on tape last week was very bad for them. They were fucking exposed in broad daylight. So they're going to see that shit and they're going to be like, oh, you really, really can't run. And they're going to fucking zone the fuck out of them. They'll probably do a one in the zone. They'll go one-on-one with Diggs and zone the other half of the field and and then keep a spy on Buddy, and he's going to have a long day. It's not going to be that simple.
They have receivers. They have solid receivers. No, don't do that.
Before we finish up,
They got solid receivers, and they got the motherfucking honey badger too, homie.
I just want
Just one of them.
Respect. Hey, they got a couple back there.
And they in better weather this time.
I got a little nugget I want to drop on you, Chris. The real reason I think that we can win this game is because everything that Sean McDermott knows and does, Andy Reid taught it to him. He worked under him for 11 years. Your whole football mindset, I gave it to you. I developed it for you. You can't beat me.
Ooh, I didn't even know that.
11 years you was my assistant, working beside me. Everything you know, I gave to you. Unless you
I didn't know he was son.
He was
son. I know he was son.
So I guess we will never have the argument that Andy Reid needs Mahomes, because that's what you're saying. He doesn't need a Mahomes.
I said to get to the Super Bowl, to beat Green Bay or Tampa Bay without Mahomes, that ain't gonna work.
And what we saying is we got KC, bro.
That ain't gonna work.
You took the Bills.
Hey, I got the Bills.
Write it down. Because I'm going to win this motherfucking league.
This is why I'm going to be 10-2.
By you picking the Bills, I'm certified. I'm certified platinum in this bitch right now.
All right.
I can't wait till next week. Eric, I'm going to kill you. Eric, I'm really going to murder you next week, Eric. I'm not going to allow them to do it. Everybody that picked the Bills, pick KC, I'm not going to allow them to do it. I'm going to murder you, Eric. I'm going to be the first one to tag you as soon as the game over. Actually, a point second before the game over, I'm going to tag you.
You telling a lie, motherfucker. You tag me every
Sharks
time.
in the water. Sharks in the water.
Motherfucker up by 3 points. He give me the Google.
Bro, they're not winning. They're not winning. Hey, it's Green Bay next week. It's KC next week. And it's going to be Green Bay and KC. And the GOATs are going to lock motherfucking horns in the Super Bowl. An OG GOAT and the young new GOAT. And that's what the fuck it's going to be, because the gods will it. It is destiny that Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers, no one gives a fuck about
the GOAT getting number 7.
Too soon
getting
for
number
Josh
7.
Allen.
Number 7 for the GOAT. Number 7 for the GOAT.
Mahomes is going to retire Tom Brady. That's what's going to happen.
Fuck out of here, Eric.
Oh, wow. All right.
Oh, so use Tampa? Yeah. Either way, you know what? It's funny. Either way, there's going to be some GOAT, unless Josh Allen gets in the Super Bowl. But if Josh Allen don't get in the Super Bowl, it's GOAT talk all around. It's going to be interesting shit.
Eagles might have a new coach by then. Who knows?
Nah,
I heard you got. I heard you got shitty. I heard you got shitty boy. So you got the ultimate son and Josh McDaniels coming. Son, Belichick.
I'm cool with him.
Yeah, he's trash.
That's all we got. We're all done.
That's not a good look for y'all. He's not a leader of men.
Subscribe, share, comment. We let a comment.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all.
Peace.
Thanks for all the birthday shout outs. Appreciate you, motherfuckers.
The old guy.
The OG. You know, the GOATs. That's how we do it.
Until next time, we'll holler at y'all. Peace.
Peace. Man.